Hi, so let's do the highlights on her. So I'm going to do something different, and I decided to take the plunge. And what I want to do is I want to use the 50 volume peroxide for these highlights. The 50 volume is only sold to licensed hairdressers. And I have had my license in California for 11 years, and I recently got licensed by the state of New Mexico. I've never used the 50 volume. The highest I've ever used was the 40. So this should be really interesting to see how the highlights are going to turn out. And I'm only using a regular white powdered bleach. So I'm not using a blue base that cuts out the orange. So I want to see how blonde I can get her highlights with just the 50 volume and the white cream bleach. So let's begin. First thing is first, I want a section because I envision the highlights to be on the top. So I did a side part for her because I want a little bit of an asymmetry. And I'm going to take my comb like this. And this is going to be my first section, right here. And let's just clean it up a little. So this is my little triangle. I want to do some face framing highlights on the side. So this will be my second section. I'm leaving the back alone for now because what I want to do is I want to just gradually keep putting highlights until her whole head is blonde. So we'll just be highlighting a little bit at a time. So this will be my second section. And then my third section will be okay, so I got the sectioning down. Let me adjust the camera. And now it's time to mix the bleach. So I'm going to set my foils aside. So for the bleach, I'm going to take my basic white from Clairol. This is an awesome bleach. Also very budget friendly. So like I stated previously, it's not a blue base, so it doesn't cut out anything. All it does is expose your hair's underlying pigment. And it's totally doable to achieve blonde with this. But if you want a little less orange and you want a cooler blonde, I think a blue base, you know, you'll get to your goal a lot faster with a blue base. So I took a scoop of my basic white, and here we go, the elusive 50 volume peroxide. And so I'm going to put a little bit on, we're going to do a 1.5 to 1 ratio just for the perfect consistency. I want the bleach to be like an oatmeal. And so I'm just going to mix it. Okay. So I'm going to start with this section, and we're because the top process is the quickest. Let me just adjust it right here. And I always like to go from back to front. It's more efficient. So I take a section of my hair. I clip the rest aside to keep my working area nice and neat. And I remove all the tangles. And you see how paper thin my section is? So that's what you want when you're doing highlights, because if you take a large chunk of hair, you end up running the risk of it making it patchy and like leopard spots. And a lot of people make that mistake because they want like the chunky highlights. All you have to do to achieve the chunky highlights is just consecutively foil the hair back to back without hair in between. So you see how it's nicely secure? I like keeping the comb in place because it prevents the hair from slipping. So I take a little bit of my lightener, we mixed it to a really nice consistency, and then I just paint it on the hair, making sure that each strand is nicely coated. And this scoop of bleach with the 2 ounces of the 50 volume should be enough for quite a few foils. With bleach, less is more, always. Okay, so this strand of hair is nicely saturated. Gonna do a nice little candy bar like this. And then I want there to be some separation. So this strand of hair I'm leaving in between, but this one I'm gonna highlight. Going to continue. Haven't decided what I'm going to do for the toner. I want to do a light blonde for sure, but I haven't decided whether I want to do a neutral blonde or an ash blonde. I'm leaning towards the ash because the bleach doesn't have a blue base. So we'll see. So I saturated the strand of hair. So this will be my hair in between. And I really want the bold money piece around the face. So I'm going to do that. Not bad. So in 7 minutes, I was able to place 4 foils, and in 3 minutes, I was able to do the 3 sections. You know, sectioning is very important because you want to have the precision. And I'm just painting it on around her hairline right here because I don't want the foils to be very rooty. And so stay tuned, I'll be right back.